First off, welcome everyone to Space Engineers. As I said earlier, a lot of people know this game, a lot of people don't, okay? It's an open world sandbox game driven by the player's creativity and desire to explore. This is kind of the easiest and best way I can describe what this game is, okay? There's no real, what I'd say, point to the game, but the game is just, it creates, it gives you a canvas and a lot of options to create things on that canvas, and that's what we're going to be going into today. Space Engineers has been in development for roughly 6 years. However, just last week, last Thursday, the game left early access and officially passed the 1.0 official release after 6 years. And with that, just before that, they did a major overhaul of the survival game system, and there's actually a progression system that goes along with that. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be investigating what in the world that means and having ourselves a good time. I did a little bit of a test beforehand to make sure that I was on the right page, and I think we have a good direction to start with. I'm just going to take you guys through it. Okay, what we're going to do is we're actually not going to do... They also have these scenarios. If you're just getting into the game is complex. At a very basic level, there's... you have to be a rocket scientist, basically, to really understand everything in this game. However, what they've done is they've given you these scenarios that actually teach you, they walk you through some things and give you tutorials on how just the systems work to give you the tools necessary to be able to get deeper into the game and really be able to take your own creativity to the next level within this game. Okay, we're not going to do any of that today. What we're going to do is we're going to be going into a custom game, and there's different ways that you can start out. You can start on an alien planet with a bunch of stuff already built. You can start off just with all sorts of stuff, all right? But what we are going to do, because words are hard to say sometimes, we're going to start in a star system with nothing, okay, with almost nothing. The star system basically puts us on a planet. It generates we'll call it like a section of the galaxy with an Earth-like planet, an alien-like planet, a moon, and then a bunch of asteroids, basically, right? And then within that, we then choose kind of where to spawn, and it's a little bit random, and then we go from there. All right, we're gonna give this name Madam Bone Keisha. All right, this is gonna be the name of our save. It's gonna be hot. We're doing survival. All right, it's gonna be offline. We're doing this solo. Let's quickly go into some advanced things here. We're gonna increase our inventory size just a slight bit. Okay, block inventory size. We're actually gonna up to ×5. Basically, that increases how much stuff we can store in boxes. We're not doing it 100% hard mode. We'll do a hard mode one later. We're doing it a little bit easier. This is our first time really getting into this new update. Environment hostility, we're just gonna keep it safe. Getting hit by meteors is kind of gonna make things unfortunate. We're gonna do welding speed. We're gonna do everything at just ×2. That's fine. Refinery speed, that's fine. But just the inventory size, what I kind of love. We're not gonna go to ×10 because ×10 is absolutely ridiculous. But you'll see what we're talking about. Asteroid amount normal, but infinite. I think that's mostly all we want. Auto healing, player names, cargo ships. We're not in the experimental mode, so the wolves and spiders, we're not even going to worry about those. Again, we're just trying to get in and explore the game in all of its glory. Okay, let's actually just start the game here. Get it going in, get it actually starting. Please let me know about sound, audio levels, audio values. We're going to be using some tools that sometimes are very, very loud. If they're too loud for you guys, let me know, and I'll crank those noises down. That way when we play, it's going to be beautiful. Yo, dude, I'm so glad it's your favorite game. We're getting into it just barely. Haven't missed a darn thing. Let's actually get into it. Okay, what I was thinking about doing, there's different ways of starting, right? Like I said, you can start on Earth, you can start on the moon, you can start on an alien planet. You can also start on Titan. I've never done that before. You can also start on Mars and another Europa, or you can just start in space on in a spaceship. You can then plan what you're doing. And of course, you have a spacesuit where you spawn with literally nothing in the middle of space. For the desire to get into the survival mechanics and testing them out and kind of showing them off to those who may or may not know this game very well, we're going to actually start on an Earth-like planet. Which, and it tells you the difficulty here. Easy, technically, but I'm just getting a pod. And that's it, all right? Earth-like drop pod. You'll see what this is about. This is what I want. All right, so you select the Earth-like drop pod. We're going to respawn. The reason it's early, the reason it's easy is because we're dropping on a planet that has oxygen. So right away, we don't have to worry about trying to find ice to then turn into hydrogen and oxygen, break it apart. Okay, so we're in this drop pod. We're landing in this crevasse, which is actually not very fun, but we're going to make do with it because I'm into this. Hopefully, we rotate a tiny bit more. I don't want the... This will actually work out okay, I think. This isn't bad, actually. Like, it isn't. We landed next to a tree, not in a tree. That's good. Fantastic. We've landed in our escape pod. All right, let's get out of here. I play this game in first person. We're only going to go into third person to kind of like take a look at things potentially. But this is what we look like here. Just a man in a red spacesuit. But playing this game in first person is more my jam. Okay. So I'm going to be speaking as if you know nothing about this game. Forgive me. But that's kind of the plan. I'm going to scoot myself over to here just a little bit so I'm not in the way of all the important deals here. So we are actually in space, so we can open up our visor. We can allow the oxygen to flow and have some fun that way. So if you've played this game before, then you'll know all the mechanics that I'm going to be trying to explain it to show. However, if you haven't, this is how things work. Okay, so this drop pod has a bunch of components kind of within it, right? So this thing is a battery that gives us power. If we really wanted to, we could even just put a flight seat on here and actually fly this thing in a weird way out of here, but we're not going to do that, all right? So this drop pod comes with a couple tools, okay? It comes with a battery that's mostly charged so you can actually power all these tools and stuff, okay? It comes with this thing called a survival kit? Yeah, a survival kit. A survival kit is a new block, a new machine that's kind of covered in other blocks here that does... It produces stuff. It's able to refine materials, assemble some materials, and provide you with healing if necessary. It basically is just a very basic refiner and basic setup here. What we're going to be doing is actually using this area right here to kind of build a platform and kind of build up our area here. Also, this game has become much more beautiful than it has in the past. It used to be kind of blocky and nasty, but I mean, like look at this. I don't know if there's any, like the plants don't move or anything. However, just looking over here, it's just a beautiful, it's just a freaking beauty, man. All right, so what we're gonna do first off is see what we have in here. Inside here, we don't have much. We have a little bit of ice to make some oxygen, hydrogen. We're going to actually go to our, this is our oxygen and hydrogen generator. We're gonna actually pull the hydrogen out of here, which will allow us to use our jetpacks that are on our back. We have a little bit of ice and everything to help us survive. Okay, what we need to do first is actually gather materials and gather resources to be able to craft our basic components. If you go into your production, our goal is to be able to make things such as steel plates, motors, construction components, all these things. And we need mostly iron ingots, and we need mostly steel, mostly iron, and then some silicone and nickel and all these things, okay? This is just the tiniest few materials of all the ones at your disposal. But, you know, the survival kit's meant to be simple. So what they've done, what they've added is the ability to take stone, put it into the survival kit, and it will actually create, it'll pull the iron and the other materials out of the stone, so you don't have to go around with your mining drill first thing and hopefully try to detect big old veins of ore right away, so that right at the beginning, no matter where you land, you can get things started. Yo, Soy, what's up, dude? Welcome. I'm glad you love this game. What we're going to do is we're actually going to turn this little mountain right here into our very first we're gonna mine stone out of this thing, is what we're gonna do. So what I'm gonna do is behind this tree, we're just going to... Is that loud? That's so freaking loud. We gotta change that. I'm sorry, boys. Is that sound effects? Might be too quiet now. No one wants to hear me just bing banging against a freaking wall here. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna basically start like a little hole. But we're just gonna go into the mountain here and actually pick up these stone bits as they fly away. It sounds a little bit OP, and if you've played the game in the past, I agree with you to an extent. However, the amount of materials that it gives you is so minimal that it makes you want to stop using it as much as possible, as fast as possible. So even though we're just gathering like dirt, it's still giving us stone. It's only giving us like small chunks, like chunks of 7 units. So what we need to do is actually get past the... We need to actually get into the stone. Like, see, now that we're actually into the stone, it's giving us like 200 units of stone and stuff. And we did increase our backpack size a little bit, all right? We didn't go times 10. I think we went times 5. That might have been too much now that I think about it. 2,000 liters? No, that's fine. The normal is, I think, 1,000. But let's just fill this up. Fill up our inventory with stone here. And a lot of this information is a little bit based on...
Inventory full.
There we go, inventory is full. Based on the idea that you've spent a tiny bit of time, you know, going through the tutorials maybe, because I say it was going to be for those who have never played the game, but let's be honest, this game is a little bit complex for those who have never played it before, so those early moments are very... Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to put the stone. We actually almost... Okay, so we've put the stone in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our production pad and actually build. We're going to queue up a bunch of these, what are called ingots. We're going to queue up like 400 or something. And what it's going to do is it's going to then pull a little bit of iron, a little bit of nickel, and a little bit of silicone out of the stone. And it takes a while to do it. And that's okay. And so that'll, like 100 iron is nothing. Yeah, so this is basically how you get started. You just basically grab stone and you shove it in there. So I think it actually went through all that stone. Why did it not take all of it? Yeah, they made this game a little bit more approachable for a newer fan base, which made me very, very excited. So out of that 2,000 liters almost of stone, we were able to get 135 ingots, 10 nickel, and 18 silicone. And if we were to try to go to our production pad, it takes 7 to make 1 steel plate. And so it'll cost 70 of that, almost half, or more than half, just to make a few plates. So it's not completely OP, but it at least allows you to get started without having to just like run around for hours and hours trying to find materials. I could have just dug a hole, to be honest. But for, you know, it just makes sense that you dig a hole into a mountain. So I'm trying to smooth this out a little bit. There we go. The problem is now I've created a nice crevasse for all the stone to run away. So as we get in here, let's go a little bit underground. That way the stone will roll away. There we go. So what we're going to do, and the first part of this game, unfortunately, it's easier than it was, I'll tell you that. But basically, you just have to take a lot of stone and shove it into this machine. And the best part is if you hold F and just kind of move over stuff, you automatically pick it up, which I think is a great move. That's been in the game for a while, because what we really want to get doing is actually building things. One of our first goals is to get some things unlocked so that we can build ourselves a like a rover and actually drive around this crevasse and see if we can actually find the material, find like an iron, like actual iron to mine, or you know, all these materials that we're getting that we're getting out of the stone, we can find in much larger quantities, and then, of course, be able to build a platform and basically build ourselves a base in this beautiful valley. And I'm really glad we landed in this valley. I'm just freaking excited, and I apologize. I'm like a squirrel. I see something, I get distracted. It's a whole thing. Is there a way to turn off this AI teacher? Can someone who knows this game tell me how to turn that off? Because I do not want him to teach me anything. Okay, we have a little bit more iron, but let's actually, just real quick, pull the steel plates out of the inventory and actually see if we can start building a little bit. Oh no. Of a platform here. Let's have it be. If we put it like right here. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting the frames down, of course. What we're gonna do is this will basically go into the ground nice and smooth, so we'll have to put a ramp up. That was kind of my goal here. Okay, so there we go. So we can walk right onto this, and I'm actually already almost out of steel plates. But if I was to actually, because it costs 1 steel plate to put down just this frame, but if I was to actually try to weld this bad boy together, it would cost 25 more steel plates. So each of these costs 26 to actually build up. So for the first long time, you're going to see us just basically on just these little frames. And because we're not playing on multiplayer or with wolves and stuff, I'm not concerned about these just all of a sudden getting hit by a stray bullet and dying. As to why we're going to be using everything in all that. Thank you, YJ. Game. Show control hints. Show. Oh, there we go. Oh, baby. We'll do Steam Cloud in case I ever want to do anything. There we go. Alright, there we go. That'll help get rid of a lot of the... Dude. Get out of here, man. The Goodbot introduction needs to get out of here. Alright. Sorry, dude. Dude, the Goodbot. No. Why is he there? Did I push cancel or something? Okay, there we go. So what we need is we need more plates. And we need more... Well, at the end of the day, we just need more stone. So let's start off with just making like 20 more plates, and let's keep things going. Nick Nerdbang, quick question. Can you change the perspective from first person to over the shoulder or something? You can go a third person like this. And you can go in and out. You can change the angle at which you're viewing it. You can have a magic hand put out in front of you like this. Hello. You can close and open your visor. Yeah, if you want to play in third person, you can. I'm a first person kind of boy. Because once you start getting into these like crevasses and stuff, it kind of forces you. Actually, you know what? It doesn't. If you're wanting to be like precise with what you're doing, first person is the way to go. So maybe we'll play a little bit of... Yeah, see, when you get too close to... The camera kind of seamlessly goes into first person when it feels the need to. So to help mitigate that, I just kind of like to stay in first person, but that's just me. Yeah, I didn't turn wolves on because I don't have experimental branch installed. I'm just playing the game. Well, it makes it quieter too. I'm just playing the game as the devs intended, if that makes any sense. And it's becoming night, but that's actually okay. I'm not concerned. There's just so many things that they've changed. I'm still crouching. That they've changed in this game that just makes me so freakishly happy. We're gonna do this a couple times just to get a little more resources getting made up, and our goal is to very quickly get into getting some wind turbines up, getting a platform, getting a basic assembler and a basic refinery, and then connecting them. And once that happens, we can actually kind of dismantle a few of the parts on our little spaceship and actually build ourselves like a little rover to be able to drive around and go find some ore. And I could fly around and do that, but I don't want to do that. Nah. Because I play on multiple computers, I want so I have a home PC and then I have an office PC where I do all my work out of. So that's why I want to keep the Steam Cloud on. That way, if I need to, I can log in and do some mining and just kind of gathering of resources off camera. That way, some of the grind of this game doesn't always have to be visible to you guys. That makes sense, right? Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm so glad this game finally released, like full release style. And I'm glad that a lot of the peeps that actually... Oh, I'm flying. I thought I was just moving. My bad. I pushed X instead of C. I'm just glad that a lot of the peeps that have been supporting the channel in huge ways are actually big fans of this game. One, to teach me, because please come on in, teach me. Please teach me. Also, just because I didn't want it to be one of those games that I just like played and everyone's like, why would you ever play this game? Because my viewership tends to be adults of similar walks of life, not necessarily walks of life, but similar attitudes about life, which I'm a huge fan of. Okay, let's see where we can get from here. All right. So something else that they've added in is that if you push G, for those who are newer to the game, you can actually go in and you can see all the blocks that you can build. These are all the blocks that we can use right now because I have progression turned on. If you're learning the game, playing a survival game with progression turned on really makes things a little bit easier when it comes to not being overwhelmed with all of the things you could do in this game. So for example, these are, if you go into progression, these are all the blocks you can unlock. There's a lot of them, and then if you have any mods, it changes things. But what I want to do is we have some light armor blocks, we have a basic assembler, we have a basic refinery. We actually have all the stuff we want. We have everything but batteries on here, but we're not going to build any batteries yet. So what we're going to do, I'm going to build a couple blocks. I didn't pick up any steel plates because I'm a ninny. Let's create a few more steel plates, my dude. We'll take all the ones we have and let's just go. We're gonna get some windmills put up, some power generation on the windmill. We'll go one more. We're gonna fly up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Scab, that's huge. Why are you going so high in the air for a windmill? Well, technically, the higher the windmill is off the ground, the more optimal, the more power you get out of it. Yo, Soy, hey, thanks for hanging out while you could, buddy. You go home, dude. Anyway, it's just, I don't know. Windmills just seem more at home when they're up high in the air. I need interior plates, actually. So on the right, you can actually see that we need a lot of different stuff to build this. And so we're going to need a lot more materials than we actually have available, unfortunately. But that's okay. So let's get like 30 interior plates, get a few steel plates. Let's get like 10 of everything except for solar cells. And while it's doing that, we're going to run out of materials 100%. Actually, no, we're not. Yeah, we're not going to run out of those materials. That's actually really good. So while they're building, I'm going to actually go ahead and mine some more just to kind of fill the coffers with more material to keep, just keep things moving, right? And we're actually going to, before you know it, be out of using the survival kit and into using our own base powered by wind. And because I took a break from this game, there's actually a lot of the stuff that's new and exciting to me. And so I'm just going to be jazzed this whole freaking time. And I'm not sorry about it. Am I crouching? Nope. Put that bullet. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You hear this thing just cooking away. We're actually almost... Oh, we're not actually almost out. We're good. Look at that. Okay, so... with the interior plates now made, we can actually start building some basic stuff here. Let's get... This guy's going to require a lot. 20 construction components, bunch of girders, 10 more interior plates. Oh, this is going to be a minute. Let me halfway memorize that again. Basically everything, except for regular plates. If we built 20 of everything, we should be good. Except for girders, we need 30. 20 of everything except for girders. So if we... That'll be 30. And then some more interior plates. And then we'll do 10 more motors. Yeah, so this is going to take a while to get through all of this. That's actually okay. Oh, there's an unknown signal. Yo, okay, so while that all builds, do we have enough resources in here to make all that? We actually do, believe it or not. Okay, so what I'm going to do is while that does that, we're going to pull out our hand drill and just kind of walk towards this unknown signal. So there are little airdrops that come down here. What we're going to do is we're going to walk a little bit. We're going to use our jetpack a little bit because we have a jetpack, right? Yeah, we've got a hydrogen bottle actually filled up. Let's actually get rid of these steel plates here. And yes, we have a jetpack. Okay. See this bad boy? Oh, yeah. Okay, our goal with this is to have our drill out because it has a little bit of an ore detector in it. And if we can see anything while we're flying towards the unknown signal, we can mark it and come back later. Hopefully we find iron. I don't want to wander aimlessly, but wandering towards an unknown signal. These things have like some resources in them. These things have like skins and in-game things you can unlock and stuff. And so we're going to want to go over there and see what's going on. But unfortunately, you have to be like right over it. You can't be that far away. Oh, suborbital launches are way fun. I'm actually really excited. So on my own, I tested just to make sure the game worked and that I knew what I was doing and didn't make a complete mockery of myself in the first couple hours. But after we get past that point, though, like it's gonna be a little bit dicey. We have 11 minutes till the signal goes away, but we have 2 kilometers to go to. And I wish I had a rover to be able to drive with an ore detector on it, but unfortunately, we're just gonna have to fly over there. We have plenty of, we got plenty of hydrogen for now. I'm going to walk over the smooth sections. It'll take longer, but it'll at least allow us to save on our hydrogen. Can I be straight on, please? Thank you. I'm not seeing any ore, and that kind of bothers me, actually. Makes me a little bit worried. No iron. What we're going to want to find, first off, is iron. And then once we get our rover up, we're actually going to experiment with the hydrogen engines. Not something that I haven't had any kind of experience with in the past. And so with the hydrogen engines, it's a new way to power stuff. And I don't want to have to use batteries all the time and like have to like put a solar panel on the rover and all this stuff. I want to power it with hydrogen if it's at all possible. We're trying not to slap the ground moving at 30 meters a second because that will just absolutely destroy you. Man. How we doing on hydrogen? Still have 2/3 left. We're actually almost there, but like where's all the metal, dude? I haven't seen any ore at all. Or anything underground, really. It just comes up as one of these little, like, signals. Makes me a little bit worried. Let's do the rest on foot here. We'll find it, though. Don't you even worry your little heads about it. Plus it is nighttime. I've got the day-night cycle set on 2 hours. Look at that, man. I think that's the alien planet? Or maybe is it Titan? I don't actually know. I am not an expert at this game in any way whatsoever. If you launch into the sky and look down, you may see gray patches that are the ore deposits. So I thought they changed that because they're now deep. And in my testing, I wasn't able to actually see the ore deposits. I was having to like, get near them. It was a whole thing. Oh, this is kind of a cool looking one. Let's push that button. We unlocked the Badger helm. I've already got it. There's an inventory thing in here. Oh, we got an enhanced welder. Let's go. It just welds faster than our welder, so we're gonna actually get rid of that. Nice. Let's actually go into our character tools and equip this new welder. Then let's cut this thing up. Take the resources home. Did I up the grinder speed? I don't think I did. Oh no, don't fly away, please. Small battery, that's gonna be big. Alright, so free resources, I'll take them. Alright, let's get ourselves back. Let's just fly ourselves over there. Let's have this out. Oh jeez, we're into the darkness. I didn't see what's going on. I kind of wished. Yo, silver, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Where'd it go? We got cobalt too. This is so big. Okay. Check this out, dude. Oh. We got silver, we've got cobalt. I'm actually going to mark that from current position. Silver, cobalt. There we go. Cobalt's good because it allows us to build grids and stuff. So I'm really glad we found that. So now when I'm ready to silver and cobalt will come back. I'm not going to grab it right now. I want to use my regular refinery for it. If I find iron, I'll shove that in my back pocket. But does it really? It's dark now. I can't see. Anyway, so now we know that silver and cobalt's in this direction. Fantastic. Let's just fly through here. Maybe this mountain's chock full of resources. I just don't know it. So let's kind of skirt along the side here. And once we get our rover locked and loaded, we'll just be driving around with that bad boy to all these signal sources. And hopefully be able to... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Hopefully I don't run out of hydrogen. We're halfway. We're good. Look at this crevasse, man. Maybe I'm going too fast as well. Let's just check this little side of the mountain here on our way back. You never know. Within 2 hours, I was able to find every material, every ore deposit that I needed, including ice, underground ice, when I was testing this on my own. So hopefully we can do something even faster or something similar to it. Finding cobalt's huge, though. So it was actually pretty far away. It was like, what? It's like 2.5 kilometers. Alright, let's just get back to our pod here. This looks different. Let's just kind of skirt around in a different angle. See if there's anything kind of near us on underground here. That way, possibly a nice close iron deposit or something would be really hot. Just bounced off the ground. Don't worry about it. Bump. Because the less time I can spend flying around looking for ore, the better. Alright, I didn't see anything in like the immediate vicinity.